I'm here with horror writer J.G. Clay, author of The Tales of Blood and Sulphur. Just going to do a quick interview. What are your first opinions of the art centre?
Oh, I love it actually. I mean, the building itself, nice and gothic looking, which is great for a horror writer like myself. It's a nice little setup here as well. To be honest, because it's one of the first art centres I've been to, I didn't really know what to expect, but I'm liking it. Kind of wish I had something like this back home.
What are you going to speak about today?
Basically, I didn't really want to do a how-to write sort of workshop, because at the end of the day, that's not really my... People will approach writing differently to the way that I do. So I'm actually going to talk about the sort of things that inspire me and what actually inspired some of the stories, some of my favourite stories from Tales of Blood and Sulphur, and maybe throw in a little bit about my writer's journey as well.
What's next for you? What are you working on at the moment?
I'm currently working on 2 novels and a novella at the moment. The novel is Hades. I know what that stands for, but I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to buy the book to find that out. That's my little homage to 1980s horror films like Chud, A Nightmare on Elm Street and various things like that. The other novel is called Parfit's Key. Originally that started off as a short story tribute to one of my friends, a guy called Tom Parfit. You're watching this, hello Tom. That's one of my usual weird monsters, demons and characters. Might be nice, but sort of veer towards the dark side a little bit. And I'm also doing a novella, which is also going to be for Book Trope as well, called The Vampire of Small Heath, which is hopefully going to be part of their Penny Dreadful collection. The title's pretty self-explanatory. It's a vampire in Small Heath in Birmingham.
What are your thoughts on kind of going to events? So I know you've done some signings and stuff, and obviously you're speaking at today's event. What opportunities does that give you?
Well, firstly, it puts me in touch with the reader. I know that I do keep in contact with readers on social media, but there's always that barrier there, as in you're not sort of face-to-face talking with them. So it's always nice to see, people actually part with their money to read one of my books. It also puts me in touch with authors, such as yourself, bloggers, and it's a nice day out away from Northamptonshire. Not that there's anything bad about Northamptonshire, but it's just nice to get out and go to different towns, talk to different people, because that's the sort of thing that I enjoy doing. I like talking to different people, basically.
What 3 pieces of advice would you give to aspiring writers?
Well, the first 2, as Stephen King once said, is to read lots, write lots, and the third and most important one, which is something that I wish I'd learned from the start, is always have a thick skin. Because I'm not going to lie, the job of being a writer, especially a published one, can be extremely difficult. It doesn't happen overnight. I know a lot of people, look at success stories such as Amanda Hocking and John Locke and think they'll be millionaires within 3 months. It doesn't work that way, I'm afraid. Some people obviously do get that lucky break, but it is a matter of being thick-skinned and just persevere with it, and sooner or later it will happen.
And how would you pitch your book? Where can people find you? That's
my first proper published book through the Forsaken imprint, which is part of Book Trope. It's called Tales of Blood and Sulphur, Apocalypse Minor. It's 11 short stories, quite gory in places. It's not your standard sort of hostile torture porn sort of horror. There are some quite deep and meaningful sort of stories in there. You can find it on amazon.co.uk, amazon.com. It's also available on Nook as well, I do believe, or whichever one it is that Barnes & Noble do. And at some point very, very soon it will be available on my website, which is www.jgclayhorror.com.